Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie Tsai back here at the Toyota Solutions Studio with a really terrific guest who I can't wait to hear from. Fiona Carter is the Chief Brand Officer at AT&T, and I would describe her as a woman who is part of a movement to really address the objectification of women in advertising. Fiona, it's really great to meet you.
Great to be here,
Let me just start with asking, why is fighting gender bias important to you?
Well, first of all, we still have a problem in advertising, so it's important that we continue to fight. There is a diversity and a gender equality issue in advertising. So 85% of all purchase decisions are made by women, and yet we have statistics that show 70% of women feel that they are negatively portrayed in advertising and media. So we're doing something wrong. At AT&T, we're the #2 advertiser in the US.
Wow.
And one of our values is just do the right thing. And it's the right thing to try and address this problem and to try and eliminate the objectification of women in advertising.
And you guys have done some really great ad campaigns that really do show women as they should be portrayed with the nuances that we are as women. How can you be effective in making the changes you seek, especially given your role as AT&T's Chief Brand Officer?
Sure. Well, at AT&T, we have 150 million customers. It's equally men and women. So for us, it's a business imperative. We have to show our customers. We have to authentically tell their stories, their narratives, reflect the communities that they live in every day. But it is easier said than done. I tell this anecdote that I was in an advertising meeting. We're creating this wonderful new advertising campaign for our business brand. And we'd done all the right work, the right strategy, we had the right scripts, and we come to casting. So we see actors, we see their names and their faces and their photographs. And I had this moment where I realized that the majority of them were men. And it was like I was existing in an alternate advertising reality where business only has men in it. The CEOs were men.
Yeah, that's just weird.
It's just weird. And what struck me at that point was that I had the power to make some change. Now, it was only a little change, but I had the power and that I could model that for my team. So what we did was we actually sent the casting back. We recast with women in roles of authority. So we made the CEO role and the commercial a woman. We actually had a female voiceover, which is really unusual. 2/3 of advertising voiceovers are men.
Is that right?
Yeah, and what we wanted to do actually was to stick out and to be different. So we have Olivia Wilde as our voiceover, an amazing voice.
Terrific social activist as well.
And an amazing voice, so she elevated the quality of the advertising campaign. But more importantly, this was more effective in terms of business. So we had better brand attribution, we had higher awareness of the advertising, and we had a higher consideration of our brand. That means I'm more likely to buy you.
So it's good for business.
It's good for business.
Well.
Yes.
I mean, you wonder why every company is not doing what AT&T is doing. Tell me about this hashtag See Her campaign and what that's all about.
Yeah, we're very proud of See Her. It's a movement. It's moving fast, but we're only at the beginning. So we have the Association of National Advertisers, the ANA, and they have teamed up with over 1,000 advertisers to create this See Her movement. And what we have made a pact to do is by 2020 to ensure that we have eliminated the negative portrayal of women and girls in advertising. So
that is ambitious.
That is an ambitious goal. We are measuring ourselves, though. We've created this new research tool called Gender Equality Measurement. It's called the GEM score. So we're very data-driven, and we're going to use data on the offense here because we want to prove that the positive portrayal of women and girls in advertising will only make the ads perform better. So we measure our ads.
I mean, that's huge because that could have a huge knock-on effect for other companies and major corporations and how they portray women in advertising.
That's right, because I told a story where it was just one individual. The question is, how do you systematize that? And how do you ensure that it becomes endemic throughout the organization and frankly throughout all advertisers? This is a tool that anyone can use because it sets a baseline. You measure your ads, and that way you know how well you're performing in terms of the GEM score, positive portrayal of women. And then you can benchmark yourself, right? So you can see next time, did you do better? And you can begin to understand what the positive portrayal of women really means to women and girls.
That is brilliant, the ability to quantify that and show that in data.
Data is our friend.
Yes, absolutely. Final question, I guess, is why, we're at the Women in the World Summit.
Yeah.
Why do you think things like this are important when it comes to changing the conversation about gender bias?
Well, I came to Women in the World for the first time last year, and I was blown away by the stories, the passion in the room, but also the ability to open your mind to stories that you haven't heard yet. And this is a really important story for us, and I just appreciate the opportunity for us to be able to not only talk to all the women and men in the audience, but also we're streaming, so we can reach a bigger audience. It's really important that we go on the record with some of the leading thinkers, and I think Tina and her organization are just a shining light in terms of gender equality and women's leadership issues. And for me, it's important to be in that company and to support it. I think Women in the World is an extraordinary event. I mean, anyone who comes, man or woman, you can feel it in your bones.
The energy is
the energy and the passion and the intellect behind all of the issues. I urge everyone to come to Women in the World.
You're really one of the innovators, such an important, crucial voice, and you're clearly already creating a lot of change at your company. Fiona Carter, it's an honor to meet you. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Really
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.